Today we discuss about processes concept in Laravel. We are having main topics like introduction, invoking processes, asynchronous processes, concurrent processes, testing. And also we are having subtopics like process options, process output, pipelines, process IDs and signals, asynchronous process output, asynchronous process timeouts, naming pool processes, pool process IDs and signals, faking processes, faking specific processes, faking process sequences, faking asynchronous process life cycles, available assertions, preventing stray processes. So Laravel provides all these process concepts, and these are all the main topics and subtopics in processes. So let's see, Laravel provides an expressive minimal API around the Symfony process component, allowing us to conveniently invoke external processes from our Laravel application. Symfony process component. So with this we can invoke external processes from our Laravel application. So invoking processes. To invoke a process, we may use the run and start methods offered by the process package. The run method will invoke a process synchronously, and it will wait for the process to finish executing, while the start method is used for asynchronous process execution. So we will examine both approaches within this process concept. So here the syntax will be like this for the run method: packet process : run of ls minus la, ls space hyphen la. So like this we will be using the run method for the synchronous invoking process. So illuminate contracts process result instance returned by the run method offers a variety of helpful methods that may be used to inspect the process result. So these are all the helpful methods that are useful to inspect the process result. So like for example, $result equal to process : run method. So on that result object we will be having different methods like successful, failed, exit code, output, error output method. So these are all the helper methods which we can use on the result object of run method. So if I want to throw exceptions, so if you have a process result and would like to throw an instance of process failed exception, so we can use exit codes. So if the exit code is greater than 0, we may use the throw method. Based on the exit code we will be using different methods like throw method and throw if method. So if the exit code is greater than 0, thus indicating failure, so we may use the throw method and throw if method. If the process did not fail, the process result instance will be returned. So process options. So we may need to customize the behavior of process before invoking it. So working directory path. So we may use the path method to specify the working directory of the process. Input method. So we may provide input via the standard input of the process using the input method. Timeout method. So by default, processes will throw an instance of illuminate process exceptions process timeout exception after executing for more than 60 seconds. However, we can customize this behavior via the timeout method. So default time is 60 seconds. If you would like to disable the process timeout entirely, so we may invoke the forever method. The idle timeout method may be used to specify the maximum number of seconds the process may run without returning any output. So we will be using idle timeout method. Environment variables. Environment variables may be provided to the process via the env method. The invoked process will also inherit all of the environment variables defined by our system. If I want to remove an inherited environment variable from the invoked process, so we may provide that environment variable with a value of false. TTY mode. The TTY method may be used to enable TTY mode for our process. So TTY mode connects the input and output of the process to the input and output of the program, process to program. So input and output of the process to the input and output of our program. So allowing our process to open an editor like Vim, Vim or Nano, Nano as a process. Next, here TTY mode means teletypewriter mode. So it is a feature on phones, particularly smartphones, that enables text-based communication over phone lines for individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, or have speech impairments. So it allows users to send and receive text messages during phone calls, essentially acting as a text-based relay service. So next we see process output. So process output may be accessed using the output and error output methods and a process result. Laravel also offers the cin output and cin error output methods, which provide a convenient way to determine if a given string was contained in the process output. Disabling process output. So if our process is writing a significant amount of output that are not interested in, so we can conserve memory by disabling output retrieval entirely. So to accomplish this, invoke the quietly method while building the process. Pipelines. So sometimes we may want to make the output of one process the input of another process. So this is often referred to as a piping the output of a process into another. The pipe method provided by the process package makes it easy to accomplish. So the pipe method will execute the piped process synchronously and return the process result for the last process in the pipeline. If we do not want to customize the individual processes that make up the pipeline, so we may simply pass an array of command strings to the pipe method. Asynchronous processes. So while the run method invokes the process synchronously, the start method may be used to invoke a process asynchronously. So once the process has been invoked, place running method to determine the process is still running. So we may use wait method to wait until the process is finished executing and retrieve the process result instance. Process IDs and signals. The ID method may be used to retrieve the operating system assigned process ID of the running process. We may use the signal method to send a signal to the running process. So a list of predefined signal constants can be found within PHP documentation. So asynchronous process output. So while an asynchronous process is running, we may access its entire current output using the output and error output methods. However, we may utilize latest output and latest error output to access the output from the process that has occurred since the output was last retrieved. So like the run method, output may also be gathered in real time from asynchronous processes by passing a closure as the second argument to the start method. So the closure will receive two arguments, the type of output and the output string itself. Instead of waiting the process has finished, we may use the wait until method to stop waiting based on the output of the process. So Laravel will stop waiting for the process to finish when the closure given to the wait until method returns true. Asynchronous process timeouts. So ensure not time method will be used. We may verify that the process has not timed out using the ensure not timed out method. Concurrent process. So Laravel also makes it easy breeze to manage a pool of concurrent asynchronous processes, allowing us to easily execute many tasks simultaneously. So invoke the pool method, which accepts a closure that receives an instance of illuminate process pool. So within this closure, we may define the process that belongs to the pool. So once a process pool is started via the start method, we may access the collection of running processes via the running method. The wait method returns an array accessible object that allows you to access the process result instance of each process in the pool by its key. The concurrently method may be used to start an asynchronous process pool and immediately wait on its results. Pool process IDs and signals. So running method provides a collection of all invoked processes within the pool. And for convenience, we may invoke the signal method on a process pool to send a signal to every process within the pool. Testing. So process packets take method allows us to instruct Laravel to return stubbed or dummy results when processes are invoked. We are having assertion method like assert ran, assert didn't run, assert ran times. So like this we are having different assert methods. And preventing stray processes. If you would like to ensure that all invoked processes have been faked throughout our individual test or complete test suite, we can call the prevent stray process method. So after calling this method, any process that do not have a corresponding fake result will throw an exception rather than starting an access. So about a process concept in Laravel. Thank you so much. This is Universal Horse Star Ravindar Reddy Yampalla. Thanks to all of my fans, supporters and followers, and special thanks to all of my YouTube subscribers. Thank you so much.